Your Money Personal Finance Podcast. I'm David Pratt along with Peter Cishecki, president of Everything Financial Group. We are on episode 13, Peter, as we work through the OMNI Formula, or as we like to call this episode, Long-Term Care Insurance 101.
Thanks, Dave. We're going to talk a bit about long-term care insurance. Most people don't even know it exists anymore. It used to be big, and there was great benefits out there in the past and great types of policies you could use to help out you, your family, look after things. It still exists in a much more stripped down version, but it still has a place that, if needed, can help you out. So we're going to teach people some of the basic things to look for. Again, there's not a lot of it out there, but I think it's important for people to understand it. And maybe this will help answer some questions for people who might have bought one of those previous policies 10, 15, even 7 or 8 years ago, and help them understand what a valuable part of their financial plan it is. It really does fill a gap in. So we'll talk about that and just help people understand it.
Well, let's get into it. What is long-term care insurance?
Long-term care insurance is really a type of insurance, people, that will provide you with a benefit now in its present form. If you're at home and you lose the ability to do some of the things you need to do in your life to take care of yourself as you get older, there's jokes about this, but you can't wipe, you can't bathe, you can't feed yourself. There's different things, but seriously, you can't transfer the bed to the tub, different things like that. You know, you lose some of the quality of life and you need in-home care. It's tough to get. So this long-term care insurance is a benefit that can fill in the gap and allow you to have money to pay for the caregiver to come in. So you're choosing who you want to help you out, not letting the province, government, health industry choose someone for you. You can go hire that person. And the best part, Dave, is you'll have the money to do it. Maybe you have retirement savings and TFSAs, RSPs, RIFs, investment money, etc. But wouldn't it be better if you don't have to deplete the money you've worked so hard for and so long to save, if there's a check there that can help get this care you need to help look after you, really keep your dignity and help with your self-esteem and just how you feel, and you don't feel you're a burden to your family. Because, I remember when my mother-in-law was, nearing the end, and we had her live with us for a while until she had to get into a home. Right. And Sheila was great. She was hilarious, this lady. I mean, she dropped F-bombs to people right to the bitter end. She was funny. My wife's mom was a character. And we just didn't want her to be in a position that was really uncomfortable for her. But I can tell you this. Okay. The last thing my mother-in-law wanted was for Peter to come in and have to bathe her or wipe. I mean, I can tell you that. And when I say about your dignity, and that's, a little humor involved, but truly that's what it is you don't, as a parent, and trust me, your parents don't want that, to you to have to go through that, the embarrassment of that. Having a stranger is way easier. So having the cash to have a stranger come in and look after your care, that's really what the key word is here, is your care, is really important. So that's really what it is someone to help you and allow you to stay in your house and get that care. The healthiest thing is to stay at home as long as you can.
Is that the biggest why in terms of why you should get LTC?
LTC. Yeah, sorry. I know. I said too. There's too many acronyms letters in our job. Too many letters.
LTC.
Yeah, LTC, long-term care. The biggest reason, yes, to give you choice, give you peace of mind, give you your own dignity, to stay home and you choose your care. Yeah. And no disrespect, nothing. Those people who work in the long-term care industry, actually my sister-in-law does that. Great people, tough job. And I couldn't do it. Trust me, I couldn't do it. And they're looking after these people and deal with a whole host of different things. And it's very tough. But why not choose the person you want, that you're comfortable with if you can afford to? And also, it's just so hard to get someone to do that. There's so many shortages right now in the healthcare industry. So why not hire someone so you're not on a waiting list of the next available person?
Okay. What other benefits can it cover?
Well, it can cover nursing home when you need to get taken by our ambulance or some sort of transfer to go get treatments, things like that. So those are some of the basic. It can cover things like physiotherapy and some sort of rehabilitation treatment. So there's too many to list. So people, what we're going to have right here on the screen here, you'll see a list of common benefits, and it's long, of the common benefits that you can use long-term care insurance for. We've got it up here, the limit of coverage or how much coverage you can get, because it totals out eventually and you're going to get a maximum. But these are the list of all those different benefits. And really the reason to buy it is to see in this list, what are some benefits that are of a concern to me that I want to make sure I can provide for myself if something happens. But the basic ones are, you're having trouble at this point feeding yourself. Yeah. You're having trouble at this point bathing yourself. Those are two of those big fives. Toileting, I mean, really is someone to help you doing that and getting to the bathroom and back and so on. Bathing, because just simple cleanliness and day-to-day care. You have trouble now getting dressed. So those are the basic things that you lose a couple of those things and you need someone to give you care and help. Those are the big five. So a couple of those losses in your life is a reason to have long-term care insurance.
Well, the why is just there as you've just walked through, but man, let's talk money here. How expensive is this?
So, okay, we're going to change now. You'll see the chart of all the benefits.
Okay.
And here's a price. So we'll leave it up here for a while, people, because it's a long list of ages and there's a long list of benefits here between collecting $50,000 or $100,000. But when you look at the premium, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not something to be scared of. It's a premium that goes, geez, for that little bit per month, I can have that much peace of mind and that much coverage. And when it really comes into play the most is, God forbid, you've lost, like my mother-in-law, I mentioned her, earlier, who no longer has a spouse when she came to live with us, et cetera. So who else is really there to look after her? Because when you have your spouse to each other, someone can go out and hire that person for you. You have someone else to help you through the day-to-day, but it hits a time where that spouse is gone, that partner's gone, and do you really want that to be the burden to your children? And the answer to always to people is no. And children would do it. I remember when, we had my mother-in-law living with us because I wasn't going to have her live where she was living as her health deteriorated. She had a disease. Or when my mom got sick, who's passed away quite a while ago now, and my brother came and helped my dad out a lot. He was reaching the end of his career and his job, and he was there. But that shouldn't be put on the children of the family. And again, the parent, for their own dignity and doesn't really want that. So, it's not that expensive, as you can see with this chart, to have that benefit and have that amount of money available to help out. Because a lot of times, and unfortunately, when you get to that stage, you might not need the benefit for that long. Like it might be 6 months, it might be 3, 4, 5 years. We don't know.
Sure.
The whole point is to have some choice in your care and not peel away at your savings that you've worked so hard for, and it just gives you another option.
But with all these benefits, now the question becomes, are these taxable?
No, because the premium, like when we talked about in episode 10, 11, and 12 about the different types of insurance, and this is just one other form of insurance, Dave, where if you're paying the premiums with after-tax dollars, so dollars you've already spent and paid tax on, then the benefit you get from using that money in your premiums is a tax-free benefit. So that's an important thing so $100,000, as we showed in that chart, I mean, if you're in the working years, that $100,000 might normally cost you $175,000. Like it's a lot of money to be able to provide. And that's what makes it even less expensive when you think about it, is you're getting a tax-free benefit because you're using after-tax dollars. So you can't write off that premium like when you're doing your income tax and you have a lot of health expenses, or you have a lot of things like that where you get a tax credit with health expenses. You don't want to be writing it off because you want to keep that large benefit tax-free.
Peter, what's the difference here between this staying at home and going to a care facility?
Well, that is one of the biggest differences. Is the type that's out there now is for in-home care. And the longer in your home,
Okay.
right? Okay, so the longer you can stay in your home, the better. That's the unfortunate thing, if you will, with this long-term care insurance is in the past, these benefits, this type of insurance that you could get in the past, I mean, like we saw in the chart earlier here, $100,000.
Yeah.
We're talking $2 million of benefit in the older insurances.
Wow.
Where it cared for you in your home or in a home, in a care facility that can be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 and then some. So the older policies that were out there from companies in the earlier days provided a huge scope of benefits that they gave you so much protection that, yeah, unfortunately, you had to go to a home. They had a benefit to allow you to go into a home, but your choice of home, not the government's choice of what type of home you're going to go in. And that does get a bit of a bad rap because a lot of times nowadays, when you have to go into a home and you just don't have the money, you're going into a home that a lot of cases are the same room beside someone who might be paying $6,000 or $7,000. The difference is if you can't afford it, you're at the government's whim in a sense of what's available. Here's your 3 choices. And you realize not one of these is close to your family. So they have to travel to go see you.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Whereas in the old days with those older policies that used to be available and now unfortunately they're not, you could go, well, I'm getting $7,000 a month. I want to go to that care facility that's just down the street. It's first class. It's great. But I can buy my way in, and that's not a negative thing. That's just the way it is. There's a vacant room. I can go pay that care facility to take that room and go in and get the care I need and live out my remaining years with some self-esteem and self-respect and some dignity. Whereas, not that you won't have that if the government chooses your place, but I couldn't imagine if you lived in South Surrey, White Rock area, where I was at the time when my mother-in-law got ill, but they find you a place in Chilliwack or Maple Ridge or something where all the family lives somewhere else. That's just an example.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that can happen because, geez, you need to go into a care facility, but there's not one near you. I know when my father-in-law was ill near the end, we paid for 2 months before a facility became available for him to get in, where the government then picked up, and it's a percentage of how much money you receive. There's a formula and all this stuff. But just to get him the care, we were fortunate and we were able to pay for a couple months. But nowadays, unfortunately, the old policies use the money to go into the home you choose. Today's policies, you can see from what we showed earlier, care in your home. But if that's the best that's available, take advantage of it because at least you can have the care in your home as long as possible. And really, it's about comfort, right? And standard of living and quality of life is the most important thing. And the elderly people, don't forget about them. And then when you can have your parents, remember, I mean, I know what my parents went through with me in my youth. Yeah. So they deserve quality in their later life because I was an angel. Just ask me, I'll tell you. Right. Not. Yeah. And so if you can then return the favor and help them in the right direction and making sure they have quality of life in their later years, that's really what it's all about.
So, Peter, what is the main thing to take away from all this?
Yeah, the main thing is making sure, Dave, that you have long-term care insurance, if you can qualify, which is not as difficult. But really the main thing is to go, do you want the coverage to dictate your care in your later years and really not be the burden, though that's not it's the only word I really know for this, but really being a burden to your children. Again, isn't it nicer that, unfortunately we've got older, we lose some of these abilities, but wouldn't it be nicer to be having a great visit with your kids, your grandkids, maybe your great grandkids? Yeah. You can't do the things you used to do and go, let's just wait here a minute. My caregiver, because I can't think of a name right now, but whoever my caregiver, him or her is going to help me out for an hour. and then we'll continue our visit later. Or, great, come on over and visit. Come after 3 or between 1 and 3 or whatever, because I'm done all the things that my caregiver needs to do who's coming to help me out today. Again, the whole thing we've talked about all season so far in the OMNI Formula is it's your money, it's your life. Shouldn't this be your choice as far as how you want to live it? And that's really why the importance of long-term care insurance is. There's not a lot of choice out there anymore. The choice there is, though, can still make a difference in your life, and that's the most important thing.
And this is the final thing I want to touch on. Again, if you are caught in that sort of kind of place where you don't want to be there, but what are your options? What are your advice? I mean, how do you get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. There's no other thing you can do. Yeah. I mean, you're at the whim of the system, unfortunately, which is not a perfect system, but it's the system we have. So take the decisions of the system out of play, have this coverage there, and make it your decision. Bring in the person you want to help look after you. Maybe it's 1 or 2 days a week that you qualify for. Maybe it's only this much money, and once it's used up, it's used up. But give yourself that quality of life in the later years that you deserve by working so hard all those years.
That's episode 13. Now, Peter, if folks like what they've heard here and they want more information on the long-term care insurance, which we've just been talking about, what you folks do at Everything Financial, or how the OMNI Formula works, what should they do?
Send an email, yourmoney@everythingfinancial.com. Start the discussion with us. We'll be happy to have you in. Not going to sell you anything, not going to shove product down your throat. We're just going to answer your questions and help you with some clarity, and then we take it from there.
Okay. Great stuff as always, Peter. We'll be back soon with episode 14. In the meantime, if you have a question for Peter or a topic that you'd like us to cover on an upcoming episode, you can email the show at yourmoney@everythingfinancial.com.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you.